I only played the game or picked up the game because of a mod I saw, but still.
That's the only reason anybody picks up the game. Like, nobody picks up the game just to play the base model.
Germans do. Germans love farming.
Well, I know they love farming, but half the fucking mods in there are European German mods, and they suck.
That's why they pander to their target audience, which are Germans, and then they see that Americans love it, so they're just like, we're gonna put out a game directed toward Germans, and then we'll just have the Americans build the American game for free.
I mean, they lied about so much shit that was supposed to be in 22. It's not even
like what?
Funny. Oh, like the whole, you put something inside of a barn that gets rid of the shit, and they were supposedly AI was going to be fixed. Actually, in my opinion, AI is 10 times fucking worse.
AI is the best it's ever been.
Every time I've ever played, especially with traffic, it is worse. Like, these motherfuckers don't even give a shit. They're like, oh, there's a traffic. Let me speed up.
Traffic is a whole nother beast as it is. I'm talking about like actual doing field work. You remember how they used to just like randomly just stop in the middle of the field, or they would just drive off in the ditches? They don't do that anymore.
Bullshit.
They will hit a tree, but if it's in the middle of the field, but if there's nothing around, they'll ignore it. They'll go around it.
Not my motherfucking AIs. They would just stop. It's like, oh, such and such is blocked by object. And get over there. There's no freaking object.
Well, they've got GPS coming in this next one.
That's going to be a massacre. Yeah, I'm definitely.
JJ, how are you? What's up, Sean? How are you?
25 at all. I am not going to lose money on it.
I will.
Well, you got no choice.
I would. Like, yeah, I'd be dumb not to.
Yeah, you have to. I mean that is your channel. And see, there you go. You like Giants so much. Look how long you've supported them and shit like that, and they won't give you a free copy, but they'll go give a free copy to some guy that's got like 2 subscribers.
Oh, they emailed me before they announced the trailer. They actually emailed me and put information in there. It was like, please don't really or make a. You're welcome to make a video, but please don't release it before our press conference or our announcement trailer or whatever. I was like, what?
Oh, that's bullshit. They send that because there's a bunch of people that they hand those out to that's all they talk about for the last 4 or 5 weeks is Farm Sim 25.
Yeah,
they're playing favoritism. They're playing favoritism.
I'm good, JJ. Thanks for asking, sir. That's good to hear, Sean. Let's make sure that's live so that I get everything.
Like, give me the fucking game for free, or else I'm gonna rip a massive fart in your headquarters.
I'm just looking for the service feature because I switched
just saying. It's a legitimate threat.
Oi, this is my secret weapon. I'll call it JT. If you don't give me a free copy, he's going to come and blow up your headquarters. That's a terroristic threat, sir. I'm not talking about with a bomb. I'm talking about with sheet.
That's you. Not me.
Look, he's trying to deny it already, but he's going to do it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure almost every stream at some point has you ripping ass in it.
Nah.
I almost guarantee it.
Nah, mate, not me.
I'm pretty sure it's you doing it and then admitting you did it.
Nah, mate. Nah, bruv. You're thinking about somebody else.
Now, see, I wouldn't blow them up. I'd just go in there and start beating the shit out of everybody.
That's borderline is terroristic threatening.
I mean, I like slow, painful, you know. I want to do it quickly. There's no fun in that. I mean, okay, so body parts go flying. That is kind of cool. But that's it. Like, that's all you get.
Put Patrick Mahomes in the game or else.
And I mean, and I don't want to blow something up unless I could do like the cool movie runaway blow up thing.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Yeah, and now if I could do that, I mean, I'd be game for it. I'd be like, cool, yeah, let's do it. But I mean,
there we go.
My knees aren't great anymore. My back's horrible. Me moving extremely fast. It's not in there. It's not. It ain't happening. Now, if they want to get me like a super speed, souped up little scooter, like old school ride, again, I'd be fucking game for it. Like, sweet, I'll do it. Put like a wheelie bar on the back. Oh yeah. Just, ideas. Okay, Weather Channel, we did it. You fucking suck at your ass. You couldn't tell weather if you like depended on it, which is awkward because that is literally what your name is.
I didn't think this one through. I thought this would work. I guess that works. What's up, Terry? How you doing, sir? Oh, excuse me. Loop it around here. That's another one I gotta do. I made the mistake of resetting my Z. I wish there was a search function where you could just search. Too early for that.
Not really.
What?
Not really.
Kinda, sorta.
Not really.
It's 9 o'clock at night, sir. 8 o'clock for you.
And I've been out in the heat all day, working. Been up since 3 o'clock. It's been a long day.
You know who you sound like? Been up since 3 o'clock. Been a long day. Time to go to bed early.
Me?
His name starts with a B.
He don't work at all.
He gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning, goes outside, spends all day outside.
He doesn't spend all
Goes to
his
bed,
day outside.
goes to bed early.
He plays video games all fucking day.
You starting to sound like, no, he goes outside all day.
No, he plays video games all day.
No, he's got to work outside all day, sir.
Really, that's why he has like thousands of hours on every single game he owns.
Does he though?
And he watch, Yeah, he's basically told you every game he plays, like, I got 1,000 hours on this, I got 1,000 hours on that. Oh, then I watch movies now all day. The fucking kid doesn't even know what work is.
You guys have to do outside.
What, he goes and masturbates to his junk pile? That's not working. Not even close. I mean, granted, when you get a disability, you don't have to work, so, I mean, there's that.
Alright, try another truck. There's something really jelly, sir.
No, I'd rather
He can
not
work
take it.
outside all day and then have 1,000 hours in all of his games. You sound a bit jelly.
Yeah, you don't work outside all day.
You wish you were that good that you could work outside all day in 130-degree heat and then come home and put thousands of hours into every video game you own.
Fuck that. I got more of a life.
And still find time to churn some amazing butter.
He don't churn butter. His mom does.
What truck is what? This one or the other one?
I think butter churning's a woman thing. Well, I mean,
I bet he can churn your butter.
I guess he does churn butter. He does fuck cows, so. I mean, that's probably not any butter you'd want to have. Bitch, I sell special recipe butter, bitch. What's the special recipe? My baby juice and condoms. Bitch. Well, at least he uses protection.
What's up, chat line? How are you? This one is...
You'd have to put that thing... You just have to put it out of its misery.
The Diesel Division's Customs...
Strap it with the bomb and walk away without
90s, I think. 90s Ram? I can't remember.
Unfortunately, you're not getting any steaks or hamburger out of that one.
That's being a tractor.
Why in the hell does YouTube think I want to see fucking Mexican McDonald ads?
This is not work.
Oh, and can we also figure out why YouTube thinks like a version, like the definition of an ad is 4.5 freaking hours long? Like, you better be making like thousands of dollars off those videos.
I ain't.
What? Don't you get paid though for the ads on your videos?
Yeah, but I don't make thousands of dollars. I wish.
Well, you should when they're putting freaking 4-hour long ads on your damn videos. YouTube's ripping you off.
They rip everyone off.
Oh yeah.
They ripped her mom off.
Yeah.
I could definitely see her doing it. Like, you probably scammed her mom out of every ounce of money she had. You're like, hey, Google's like, damn, you do that to your own mom? She's like, yeah. You're hired.
Bitch deserved it.
Yep. You straight gangster, man. You willing to scam your own mom out of thousands of dollars. What else can you do? They try asking DJ, but he just wrote himself out the budget.
Yeah, I was long gone.
He's like, I don't know if I want that headache.
That was long after my time.
Yep.
Screw it.
was like, they tried to get me to do it. I was like, man, you know how much of a headache it is to scam? Like, I don't know if I got time.
Oh no, I don't want
They were
that.
like, well,
corn.
You know, we got a few rules that you probably like. He's like, what's that? He goes, no rice cauliflower in this building. Oh, well, definitely not working with you now. I like to at least bring my rice cauliflower in, at least in the fridge.
Is he planting corn now? Yeah. Alright, cool beans. So I guess this isn't gonna work. I guess what we could do is
love literally how gullible people are when it comes to scams. They're getting hacked. Like all these idiots that post on Facebook, it's like, oh, hit that like and share it, and then comment what you would use if I gave you $10,000. What would you use that money for? And all these people are like, oh my god, I would pay the bills. I would do this. I was like, why are you like answering? So I have a chance to get $10,000. Like, you think a woman who literally the day before on Facebook was begging for people to give her money is going to turn around and give you $10,000 the next day for answering a question?
Oh,
well,
yeah.
You never know. And then like a day later, like, don't open this from my account. I've been hacked. I don't know why. Like, yeah, I'm sure you don't.
JT, you were this woman, weren't you?
Huh?
He's the cautionary tale.
Yeah, he was the woman that did it.
Not even close. First off, I'm more than $10,000. That won't even buy the used toilet paper. Maybe, you know, a piece of boxer that I farted on, maybe for 10 grand, maybe. But that's about it.
JT has tried selling his panties online.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I tried, but like, sir, you're sir. I was like, first off, I'm a sire, bitch. You're right. Like, look, dudes are the only ones that buy clothing. They only buy for women. I was like, well, you never know. There might be some weird ass woman out there that likes farted on underwear. You might want to buy it. They're like, yeah, there is women like that. They're currently enrolled into a mental institution. I was like, well, maybe they get computer privileges once in a while. Never know.
I got $10 that says there's dudes out there into that.
Oh,
like there's a dude online right now that will pay for your farted inboxers.
Oh. Dude, there was guys that paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars for that woman's bath water or whatever. Or maybe not 100,000. Spent a shit ton of money on dirty bath water. Like, first off, how do you know it was her bath water?
Hey, you know, she didn't just put the container under the faucet and fill it up.
Well, how do you know she just didn't like fill it up with like dirty toilet water? Like, oh, I paid for this water, like $1,000 sold.
There were people drinking it, like.
I know. That's the sad part.
Well beaten off.
I believe.
Speaking from experience, like.
No, but like, why else would you drink it? Like, I don't know. Like, you're obviously doing this for some kind of gratification, correct? Otherwise, you're not buying this stuff for no.
You're not just
on a
shelf.
No.
I mean, could you imagine how awkward it is? Like, hey,
that's a tough one.
This is my
so much
good
good
collection.
stuff.
What's up with the mason
it's
jar
hard
full
to pick this one.
Like Is that
I could
dirty
probably
water?
do it by category.
Oh
but I don't
yeah,
think
so
I
you
could
know that
pick it
YouTuber chick?
one overall.
Such and
Ah,
such?
thanks for asking.
Yeah. No, I don't. I've never heard of her. Oh, well, that's her bathwater that she bathed in. Like, did she get fucked by an elephant in a mud hole? Like that water's nasty. Well, possibly. I was going to drink it, but then I was like, you know what? This would be a great conversation starter. I have to put it as a main piece on the table.
It's kind of like a coffee table collection. I'm so glad you asked about that. This is my bathwater collection from streamers.
You're sitting down at the table to eat. There's just mason jars of bathwater on the table. Could you pass? Oh shit! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to knock over the. By the way, what the fuck is in that, anyways? Oh, dirty bathwater. Why the fuck do you have dirty bathwater on the table? Great conversational piece.
Mm-hmm.
So let me start off by this one. You know, this is oh fuck, what was her name? The one that used to show her tits all the time and get banned. Whatever her name was. And then this one, yeah, that's PewDiePie's ex-girlfriend. You know, it wasn't so much of her that I wanted; it was more PewDiePie, but couldn't get to him. So next best thing. Bought that one.
I
That
didn't
one.
know he was straight.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just making up scenarios.
Well, I have no clue. I just always thought maybe.
I don't know. We're just going to assume he's straight. I guess, guys, we could switch it up like, oh, hey, this is PewDiePie's boyfriend's backwater. They're like, why would you have that? PewDiePie. Couldn't get to him. Next best thing, his boyfriend.
PewDiePie and his boyfriend. PewDiePie and his boyfriend. I better say we're not saying PewDiePie has a boyfriend.
But it's possible. You can't rule out the possibility. Not saying he does. Not saying he doesn't.
Either way, we still just
Is it
like
sketch?
Maybe.
who's sketch.
He's a streamer. Does like Madden stuff
Oh, is that the one that, is that
what's
the
up,
kid
brother?
with the glasses. Yeah,
that?
what's
Yeah,
up,
the one
brother?
that did the draft.
With the draft.
The
Oh,
one where
you
the
did-
woman was like,
Yeah,
I've always heard everything's bigger in Texas, and he's like, well, I'd love to disappoint you.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, he's the one that got like a grade A royal treatment at the NFL draft.
Yep. Well, so I guess prior to his streaming stuff getting popular, he was a part of an OnlyFans thing that was for homosexual stuff.
Oh,
Wait,
Mhm.
what?
So someone out of the blue just like dropped a bunch of that old content on Twitter/X.
damn! Somebody tried blackmailing them. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. Buddy of mine, he's like, yeah, he goes, my daughter and her boyfriend came over. And he's like, he's trying to buy this house. And, like, he's trying to get a $60,000 loan. And I'm like, it don't work. How's he going to get a $60,000 loan? He said, so my other dog proceeded to tell me that he has an OnlyFans where he takes pictures and sends it to gay men. I was like, that's, pretty bad.
Pretty.
It's like, oh, well, your other daughter knows about it. I was like, wait, what? So she knows about it, she's okay with it? Well, it's not like, he does anything other than send pictures. I saw this dude walking down the street the other day. Oh, he's doing meetups. 100%. That dude be walking like a baseball bat showed up his ass.
Yikes.
Oh, yeah. I was like, there ain't no way in hell you believe 100% that he's not doing shit like that.
Absolutely. Uh, I, someone I know, ex-husband. He always liked to wear the color pink. He had a tramp stamp, and he did some questionable stuff. And then he went to prison. My dad just was like, "I bet he's real popular in prison."
Oh, I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah, he carry around a chihuahua all the time. Like, you know how like Paris Hilton used to have her chihuahua?
Yeah.
That's what he would do. He would carry that around all the time. And he's married. He'd rather sleep on the couch with the dog than in the bed with his wife.
Yep, 100% gay. By chance, was that Jeff
What's
Gordon?
Is that what?
I said, was it Jeff Gordon?
No. I heard he's a pretty good fisherman, though.
Oh,
Oh, no, that was Dale Earnhardt was the fisherman. Jeff Gordon just wanted to be the fish.
Hook, line, sinker. As long as everybody knows that Tony Stewart killed a guy.
Right. That's why I show up. That's why I show up every Friday.
Yeah.
To bring awareness to kill
Yeah.
the guy.
Yep.
I can see
Starting an
PJ,
organization.
I can see PJ streaming. Is like, well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to start off tonight's stream by letting everybody know that this stream is brought to you by Tony Stewart Killed a Guy Foundation. Thank you guys for sponsoring this stream.
Bring awareness to the fact that Tony Stewart did, in fact, kill a guy.
Yeah. I was going to ask him when he came to a convention a few years ago, but he had security guards, and I didn't want to go through that.
He revved his engine at me, and I thought I was next.
I'll never go to a race with Tony Stewart, or that Tony Stewart's at. Just, I don't want to. Who knows where he is? He could be in the parking lot, run you down.
I can see PJ's right now. He's sitting down playing his video game. His wife comes up. It's like, babe, guess what? He's like, what? Like, so I got NASCAR tickets for this weekend. What? Fuck yeah. Yeah. Tony Stewart's going to be there. Nope. Nope. I will sit in the shower in the fetal
Tony
position.
Stewart,
crying.
Are you trying to die this weekend?
Yeah. Hey, you know what, babe? If you didn't love me, you could have just told me. You didn't have to do this. You could have just said, hey, here's divorce paper. I've been fine with that. But to kill me? You would sink so
To
low.
actively get me killed.
Yeah. Like, isn't this the same thing as hiring a hitman?
It's like, that's premeditation at its finest.
PJ's representing himself in court.
Yeah.
Judge, this was 100% premeditated. Well,
Mhm.
how do you think that?
She bought
She bought
tickets
NASCAR
only
tickets.
after finding out Tony Stewart would be there.
It's like, she bought NASCAR tickets.
Yeah.
What's the problem with that? The one with Tony Stewart going to it?
Her last Google search was, did Tony Stewart kill a guy?
Well, what was the results? He, in fact, did kill
He
it,
did.
according to Google. And if it's on Google, it's true. Wikipedia at that. He's like, yeah, Wikipedia is true. Did you know that Darius Rucker wrote Wagon Wheel?
Okay, here we go.
It was on
Now you lost him.
Google.
Yeah.
PJ's like, well, Judge, I would like to argue that too.
Speaking of crimes,
Speaking of crimes against humanity,
Right now I'm playing, is that fireworks or is that gunshots?
in your
Who's winning?
neighborhood, you never know.
Exactly. That's the fun of it.
yeah, who's winning?
Not sure. Like, there's two different sounds, so it might
The
be
Patriots or the
gunshots.
Crips.
We all about that west side. I'm more of an east side guy, but you know, we're the west of Mississippi, so we have to go west side. I don't know who drew up that plan. Because we're east of the Missouri River, technically. Oh, and can we also take a minute to speak about how smart that fucking Haku girl is?
I feel like she's gonna.
Oh, she's drove it into the ground 100%. But the fact that she's going on tour with country singers and going to all these events just solely
She has
take pictures and sign
capitalized
autographs.
pretty well on her.
Oh yeah,
15
she's
fame.
capitalizing 100%.
Yeah, but the problem is if you heard some of that interview that she did, like she quit her job at the spring factory and she's moving out to LA because she thinks that this is going to be a long-term thing. And it's like,
I mean, it's
No.
United, it's America in 2024. Like, she's right. There is a very good possibility of that.
yeah, but also everyone, like, as soon as the next thing comes up on TikTok, like, she's
know.
going to be
She's going to
dead
be
to the world.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like she's very interesting outside of saying that.
Oh, and listening to her talk is god awful.
I mean, she turned down Playboy, so I mean, she already fucked herself on that.
Did she?
Oh yeah, her and her friend got an offer from Playboy and some other magazine, and they turned it down. Of course, in her defense, Playboy has really gone downhill since.
I was gonna say, I didn't even know that was still a thing.
Yeah, right.
It's gone way downhill.
Should have died with Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, I guess Playboy really doesn't, not really so much the nudie magazine anymore as it's kind of like the Cosmopolitan type deal. Like, it's more just about stories and shit like that.
About what? Stories about what? Please.
I don't know. Like, not very good ones, I don't think.
I mean, it's safe to say, because, like, what are they going to do?
They have quizzes like, oh, like, which Backstreet Boy are you now more in love with now that they're older? Take this quiz. And they're like,
Next
fuck,
page.
I got Brian.
Right. Yeah, and they like flip the next page, and it's like, here's a picture of boobs.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
And then you're like, okay. Flip the next page.
Yeah,
Like, here's a cooking recipe.
That's not culture appropriate. We had to blur out the nipples. But,
Oh, God.
you're like, man, we're regressing. Now we have to go back to National Geographic.
Or
Titties.
literally the internet.
Oh, yeah, I think they're getting mad. They're like, oh, you want to see titties? Yeah. Go to nationalgeographic.com. Look at some map. And the worst part, there would be people to do that.
Oh, Brandon.
Yeah, gotta have those natty G's.
Natty G's.
Yeah. You
you-
never heard them called that?
No. Never once.
I can see DJs at a strip clubs like, hey, I'm not paying full price for that. Them ain't natty G's.
You're right. It's like, check out those natty G's over there.
Dude, we're still going to the strip club. I don't give a fuck now. I don't even care if we get laughed at or anything, just for the whole purpose. Well, listen, but I'm not going to pay full price when she doesn't have natty G's. She's got fake titties. She's getting half the money.
No,
She's
that's
got
not natty G's. That's not natty G's means.
Oh, what does it mean?
So, okay. Like, how detailed are we gonna get?
Are you kidding? It's us.
He
We're
needs a
gonna get full
breakdown.
detail. Yeah, we're going to get full detail.
So the Natty G magazine is usually of just like, African tribes and
Oh, Natty G magazine.
yeah, National Geographic.
I thought you were talking about natural G titties.
No. Well, I mean they could be, but
Yeah.
well, so if you did find what I'm talking about versus what you're talking about, like together, then it would be, like a double entendre there. But the Natty G's is like it's usually like the African tribes where the women don't wear tops, but the boobs are like super saggy.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, but
That's
Natty
why,
G
that's why I thought
is
you were calling them Natty G's, because, like, they're
No.
naturally G's. Like, they hang.
No, so it refers to National Geographic,
No.
the magazine, Natty G. Now, if you had, someone in the Natty G with Natty G that you're talking about,
Well, that's damn near every freaking picture in there. You see, like the one, like the African woman sitting there trying to feed her baby. She's got her tit wrapped around her fucking arm like 4 times, just so it wouldn't drag on the fucking ground.
Well, damn.
Oh God.
Over here, we watch such and such tribe at her natural habitat. Watch as she wraps her tits around 4 times so it doesn't drag on the ground and aggravate the baby while it's sucking on it.
Yes, years and years of evolution right there.
What's crazy though is there's literally a Victoria's Secret store 40 feet from them. I don't know why they just don't buy a bra. It's expensive. And then behind it, you see a Dollar General just pop up. They're like, damn, they really do just pop up anywhere.
Like, you do know in those parts, like, they don't have any stores.
Dollar General's like, I see dollar signs.
Yeah, they're like, I see opportunity for expansion.
Well, sir, that's over in Africa. What's currency? Well, that part of Africa, it's cow dung. That's currency. Is cow dung.
We can sell it to American farmers, and they spread it in their fields. Win-win.
2 cow chips equals $1 in America.
That's a pretty good exchange rate.
That's a lot of shit.
True.
It's like, I have to go to the bank. Yes, I'd like to pull out 47 cow chips, please.
Ooh, Mr. Big Spender over here.
Yeah. We're probably going to get so much hate for making fun of the culture.
Mm-hmm. That's how I was just like, do you really want me to talk about it?
But you know what? We're helping out that one foundation, feed the starving kids there. We're bringing up about, kids being over there. There's probably people in this country that don't even realize there's humans over there.
There's people in this country that don't know Africa exists.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah, and that think that Earth is flat. So.
Yeah.
I never got that one.
I don't either. Like, especially with all the photographs from outer space.
Oh, we've never been to outer space. Duh. You can't get in outer space when there's a dome over flat Earth. Duh. There's people actually believe in that too. I don't know if you knew that one. That there's an actual dome over the Earth.
Like one guy that I know, he's a flat Earth person. I was like, so if there's literally flat Earth, and like this kid comes from a wealthy family. I said, so here's the thing, like your family could afford to take a trip around the world. Why don't you just do it? And if you fall off an edge and never come back, well, that'd be kind of a win-win situation.
Because the Earth's flat, so it wouldn't be around the world. It will be across the world, okay?
Well, yeah, but I mean, that like proved my point. And it'd be a win-win, because if you fall off the Earth, well, you proved your point, and you helped me out because you'll never come back. So it'd be a win-win situation.
Why don't you respect my beliefs, you asshole?
Yeah, I don't give a shit about people's feelings.
You don't say. You don't say.
I know, it's a shocker, isn't it?
You're one rant away from being someone's 13th reason, dude.
Probably.
You're straight up dick.
That's fair.
Hey, at least I'm honest. And at least I admit I'm an asshole. At least I'm not one of them guys that pretend to be like, oh, tally ho, chipper. And then just like be an asshole out the nowhere. They're like, where did that come from?
I mean, kind of you were, because you know when you first start hanging out, you were talking about midget poops. Now you're just
I was very drunk,
brutally brutalizing people.
I was drunk, and no, I was still an asshole then.
Still am.
Because I mean,
excuse me.
I was an asshole to boss man. I want to be boss man. Want to be transy man. Whatever he wants to be.
Transy man.
I mean, you know, he's into that thing. I don't
That's
want
new
to.
DC superhero, transy man.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble with pronouns. You know, I'm sorry. He might look on this like I'm a trainee man.
His pronouns are train boss.
That'd be cockamouth. Bitch, I like to prefer animal fucker or train fucker. Either one. Choo choo. Quack quack.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
Yeah,
But what if it was
quack,
an
quack.
animal train?
Could you imagine? It was like, oh,
Wow.
what's that?
How do I get
Finish.
involved?
Yeah. He's like, well, you know, when you're following your ducks waddling, they're running the train on each other. You know, because it looks like a choo-choo train the way they're all connected.
Right, like get your head out of the gutter.
Yeah, come on. Got my ass. That's why he's got a 3rd grade education.
Oh, joke's on you. I only completed 2nd.
Probably. I mean, 3rd grade education in Pennsylvania is pretty high up there. So, I mean, I was actually technically being nice.
Amish schools only go up to 5th or 6th grade, so.
Well, no, they all do the one room schoolhouse thing.
Yeah,
so.
they're all in the same. Yeah, they're all in the same schoolhouse, but they have grades.
But
It's
see,
like I think it only goes up to 5th or 6th grade. I can't remember which one it was.
But see, they don't believe in the
Oh,
whole...
I thought it went up to high school because
No.
like when they get to
No,
high
Amish-
school, then they have the chance to go into the real world.
No,
No,
Amish,
no.
they stop like at 5th or 6th.
Yeah, 5th and 6th grade.
Oh, then what's the thing with the Amish people that like they allow them to go out into the real
Rumspringa?
world? What?
Yeah, at 18 you can choose to go out in the real world, and
Yeah,
then
I
you have
thought
to
they
get like a
gave you, like,
GED or something. But no, you don't get. They don't teach you English ways. You have once you I think it's when you turn 16. Between ages
English
16
ways.
and 18, you have what they call Rumspringa, where you can go out and experience the English world.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But you don't go to school. You have
Right.
you go to school. You learn the basics that you need to know, and then you're just farming. So you go up until like 5th or 6th grade, and once you're old enough to work in the field, you're in the field.
I see.
And their 5th grade is like our 1st, 2nd grade. Like it's super simple. Because they had it was up there in Lancaster. They had they had actual worksheets that they would work on in an Amish school, and like the 5th grade one was like you were literally like addition. That was it. Addition, subtraction.
Well, yeah, I guess if you're working on the farm, you don't really need to know much math.
Yeah, And they only learn. I think they only learn English, math, and well, when I say English, I mean like reading and writing and math. They don't have like science and social studies or anything. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bitch, we still use quail feathers to write, bitch.
I'm about to just sell some of this straw off. Jeez, Pete, we got some. Oh, are we finally done with straw? I might just sell that off then. We have a ton of pig food. Oh my god, and lime. Oy vey.
Could you imagine, like, going on school? Like, bitch, see that duck over there? I fucked it last night.
What?
Isn't that your duck? Yeah, bitch.
So
That's incest.
What?
I went to school with a guy whose dad was Amish, and I actually hung out with some Amish, and some of the shit they do,
It's very questionable.
yeah. They're essentially like us when they're teenagers without porn, okay?
Uh-huh.
So they do some
But you
weird
need
shit.
more.
They do some weird shit when they're. I'm telling you. You're like the Amish people do. I thought they were supposed to be religious. It was like they're teenagers. That's before they commit themselves to the church.
Oh,
So
they are
are.
some
Examples.
partying
I
ass
want
motherfuckers.
examples.
They're some partying motherfuckers.
So one of the things that they said that the kid that I went to school with, his dad said that they would do is him and his brothers would go behind the barn and have jerk off competitions to see who busted first, and whoever busted first would have to do the other one's chores and shit like that. And let's see, they have these things called singings. Where they all all the teenagers get together, and while all the good kids are up front singing, the bad kids are in the back doing debauchery shit, getting drunk and exploring each other.
That's something.
Yeah. I said, so you mean to tell me they have these religious things called singings, and basically all you badass kids are just in the back boning each other? He's like, pretty much.
They're like, dude, you could do that at public school.
It's not school. It's a religious, religious.
Oh, well, sorry. Hey, you could do that with the preacher.
Yeah, if you're a Catholic.
Uh-huh. They're like, what? That's great.
Yeah, so them Amish guys I hung out with, they were some pretty effed up characters. I still tell you that the Amish guy had a better sound system in his buggy than I've seen in most people's cars. He had that sumbitch decked out, and he had the RGB lighting before RGB lighting was a thing. He had it so it was flashing inside his buggy. He had it all hooked up to a freaking car battery. So Michael, how are you, man?
Same.
Yep. He kept it too, right? Because he left the church. So when he turned 17, he decided he was going to leave the church. So he took his buggy, because when you're going through Rumspringa, you can do whatever you want. Like they look the other way because that's you seeing if you want to stay with the church. A lot of them do end up staying with the church, but you have to get rid of everything. So like if he would have stayed with the church, he'd have to rip everything out of his buggy. So he kept his buggy with everything intact, and he had it parked out at my buddy's friend's house. And he took us over there, and he was showing us. So I was like, God damn! That fucking thing was thumping. I was like, what? How do you even know what music?
Horses?
You would think, but their horses are on a different level. They talk about how they would get drunk and they would just throw them in their buggies, slap the horse on the ass because the horse already knew the way home. Like they didn't have to do anything.
Damn.
I'm sure the poor sucker gets the one special ed horse. Like, where are you going, horsey? Just runs off into a river.
The other one who's always like, he was like, I flipped my buggy once. Every time I rode in it, it was always kind of a bumpy ride.
Oh.
Damn.
You'll see them too, because like we have like the third biggest Amish population, I believe, or something like that, of like the old order Amish, like the true blue Amish, like the buggies, the no electricity and all that. And there's a town just outside Dover called Hartley, and there's a Royal Farms. There's a gas station there, and it's a big truck stop. You'll see them pull up in their buggies, and they'll hop out in their Amish, like their dresses and their, the pants and everything, button-up shirts, and they'll go in there and they'll come out and they'll be wearing blue jeans and like tank tops and stuff, and they'll hop in the buggy and go again, or they'll meet somebody with a vehicle and they'll take them off, and they'll come back, they'll switch back in their Amish clothes, hop in their buggy and go.
But like, if they go into town and stuff, like how do they pay for stuff?
Money.
They have money.
Yeah, but how do they get the money?
So they farm, so like they get paid for their chores, so like
but in cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're not really a cash community anymore.
Well, but you like they got an Amish community just outside of my hometown. Like they have an actual Amish grocery store. Like everything in that grocery store is made by the Amish community.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's talking about them going to a truck stop.
Well, yeah, but you gotta understand, like that community, they're basically it's a huge fucking family. Is what it boils down to.
Yeah. So like you'll have essentially like 3 or 4 families living within a close knit, and they all run the farm, and then they get paid. So like the I don't know if it's the church, the like the head of the church gets like a check or something, and it gets funneled back into them, or if the family gets a check, because they do have bank accounts. So like they do get
that's all electronic now.
Yeah, so they get like a check or whatever, however they get deposited in their account, and they use cash for it. And like when they go to Walmart, they'll use the checkout, and I guess some of them have cards, but the ones I always hung out with, they always had a wads of cash in their pocket.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like the Amish grocery store in Jamesport burned down over the weekend. And I mean that place makes so much money, they already got enough money that they're already buying materials to rebuild the new.
Oh yeah, because a lot of them, if something that would have happened, they'll raise all the money within that community, and they'll put all that back into it. Like if someone loses a barn, they'll all put up the money to rebuild it.
Yeah,
and like they'll all be out there and have the damn barn raised in a couple days.
Like building supplies and stuff. Like I'm saying, like they're not making enough on just farming.
Dude, up in Pennsylvania, they grow tobacco. Like they make a killing.
Yeah, I mean, like literally, as soon as the last amber was put out, they already had dozers up there cleaning the mess up, and they've already having lumber and shit.
And they do have like insurance and stuff like that, so they do use some of the modern world stuff.
So then it's just like, don't be a hypocrite. Is my point.
I mean, they have to pay our taxes and everything, so they gotta make money somehow.
Do they pay taxes?
Yes, I do believe, because there was a huge thing about it, because they were technically trying to claim they were a church, so they didn't have to pay. But then they said that because it's farm, they have to pay land tax or something like that. This was a few years ago. I don't know the specifics, but yes, they do pay taxes.
So again, kind of straying from true Amish lifestyle.
Well, I mean they have to modernize somewhat with the world around them. They can't just not, I guess, be on their own. Like they do live in a country, so they have to abide by that country's rules, I guess.
And so I guess, and then if they have if they're having a kid, like, do they go to the hospital to have that kid?
Depends on how strict the family is. So like the really strict ones will not go. Like there was just a case, I want to say it was up in Pennsylvania, or was it in Ohio, where the buggy got struck by a drunk driver, and they refused to have their child. Their child was in critical condition. They wanted to fly them to the hospital, and they refused. And they were trying to hold the parents accountable, but it's against religion. Their religious leader, their church, their head of their church, said that he's in God's hands. God will take care of it. And the kid ended up dying, so they were trying to charge the parents with neglect for not taking him to the hospital.
No.
So yeah, it's a watch that. But there are others that will, like it's more strict out. From what the guy I used to hang out with, so his name was Eli. That's not even his name was literally Eli. His parents lived in Delaware. He had relatives in both Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and the main settlement out in Ohio. He said down here they're not really strict that all. Like, he left the church, so if he were up in Pennsylvania or Ohio, he would technically be shunned, where he can't come back to his see his family and all that.
Yeah, no, I know there's varying degrees
so
of Amish out there.
Here in Delaware, he's allowed to come back to the farm and work. So he still gets paid. Like, his family still pays him to come to the farm and work, and he's allowed to sit with his family at dinner and stuff like that. Now, if he goes with his family up to Lancaster, he's not allowed to. He's got to sit separately, away from everybody. So
yeah, because Pennsylvania has the most strict.
No, Ohio's the strictest.
No,
Ohio. Yeah, that he said they're the worst, but Lancaster still is pretty more by the book. But like the ones in Lancaster will accept help from the English. Like, if you were to offer English. Yeah, we're considered English. No, we're considered English to them. Anyone who's outside the Amish church is.
Well, you gotta remember, most Amish are Dutch.
Dutch or German.
Well, yeah.
I'm only saying that because my family comes from the German Amish.
My uncle lives in Ohio. Nice. But so yeah,
from the western Pennsylvania side of things.
Here in Delaware and up in Pennsylvania, they're more willing to accept help from the English. So if you, like, someone needed medical attention, they're more willing to go to a hospital than if you were out in Ohio, where they just kind of like. No.
The question would be like, how would you pay for that?
A lot of times that was also in the article. A lot of times the entire community, the entire Amish community, will they'll do an auction, or they'll sell
GoFundMe.
Yeah, that's their GoFundMe, like a bake sale and stuff like that. That's how they raise money. Like, the whole community.
It's like, how do these people just have like cash on, like, so much cash on them? I'm sorry, I just don't see it.
If you buy anything Amish with Amish, so if you Amish quilt, Amish barn, Amish shit, if it's Amish in it, it's always like, I'd say like 20% more expensive. Like, their quilts can sell for hundreds of dollars, just one quilt. Like, because people want it to be Amish, so they've harnessed that and learned to make
anybody.
No, there are a ton of people.
I want bed sheets, but they need to be Amish.
No, I mean, he's right. There's
their quilts they'll pay hundreds of dollars for them.
Yeah, there's people that will literally drive hours to get to Jamesport just to buy Amish stuff.
Yeah,
like, they make a whole day trip just to go buy stuff from the Amish.
So, especially up in Lancaster, they've really profited off of the Amish, like Amish quilts, Amish baked goods, what have you. They make a ton of money off that stuff. Not to mention, they're farms, and they don't have any of that. They don't have to pay insurance on farm equipment. They don't have to.
So they're profiting on being a niche.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. So.
But they also, like I said, they farm, and they don't have to pay the insurance for equipment and all that. They farm tobacco, which is highly profitable.
Well, wait, no. Why don't they have to pay the insurance?
Because they don't have machines. They have old school plows and seeders that they pull behind horses. So instead of having to pay like insurance for a what? How much is a combine these days? Instead of having to pay insurance on that, they have to feed like their horses. That's the difference. They don't have electricity bills. They don't have internet bills. They don't have to have phone bills. I mean, think about it. What's up, APX? How are you? English?
Oh
or
no, I've
Spanish?
thought
English.
plenty about it, and I
would say their drawback was they have to buy what propane is what they power everything off of.
Oh, so they are using.
They use propane for lights and like cooking and stuff.
Okay.
That's how you can tell if it's an Amish house. If you see green curtains in the window and a propane tank, like a big propane tank out back, it's an Amish house. Because they're only allowed to use the green curtains. I don't. That was something that they allowed was green curtains. Or I don't know. They're not considered curtains. It's the little pull down like shades that you have like in campers.
Why are they not?
That's the only thing they're allowed to
use any other color.
I don't know. It's only green. That was. They didn't really give a specified reason why it has to be green, or it's that one type of shade. That's the only ones they're allowed to use because that's the only one that was approved by the church or whatever. It's really weird. I'm pretty good, sir. Thanks for asking. But yeah, I mean, they have like so. There's Amish tours up there. I remember when I was a kid, we went on one that they actually have a bus that will take you up to an Amish farm, like an Amish. Like they have a big barn out there that's full of quilts, baked goods, everything. They actually have a diesel powered engine out there that's running a thing to make ice cream. So, they know how to profit off of what they are. So they're somewhat intelligent.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like, are they doing this as a novelty factor at this point?
Being Amish as a novelty, I don't think that's a long way to go to profit off of being Amish. Not having any contact with outside world, no electricity, especially in this heat.
Well, I'm just saying, like it. I don't, like if the younger
What's up,
generation
Douglas?
is
Hello
like
from
has the
America.
opportunity to see the outside world,
How are you still alive?
and yet you
Douglas?
choose to go back and be like, well, hey, if we make X amount of money this year, you can bank this much.
I think a lot of it has to do with the whole, especially with up in Pennsylvania and Ohio. It's it's being shunned from their families. That's like down here in Delaware, you see a lot more people leaving the church than
Yeah, but I'd like
staying.
choose to shun my family like that.
Yeah, but not them, because you grow up so close. Like you grow up essentially with your that's your only like. I don't know how because you
I
don't.
grew up with my family too.
Yeah, but I mean that's how, like you don't have any escape from that. Like you don't have a phone to go call a friend. You don't have like internet to like chat with people. You are what you grow up in that world, so it's like when a lot of people they get so close to each other when it comes time to leave, they choose to stay because they want to stay with their family.
Yeah, I don't understand that because I've like taken every effort to like move as far away from my family as possible.
Yeah, but you're still close to your parents.
Close
Like,
to in terms of like geographic, it takes me like
No, I mean
about an
like
hour to get to them.
like your relationship with your parents. You're still close to them. Like imagine
No, I'm
like
not.
you.
No, I'm not.
Oh. Okay. All right. You still have
Like,
contact with your parents. Like
I
you
do.
still go over
yes.
to their house and everything. Now imagine you couldn't do that at all.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Like
Jesus.
I'm only in Massachusetts because my wife is like a townie and wants to live as close to
Drive
where
drunk.
she grew up. No, well,
Man,
no, she hardly drinks. So
I'm kidding. I'm talking about the
Yeah.
Karen Reed trial.
yeah. I know.
Townie has a bad stigma to it now.
Yeah, I know it really does.
God, there's so much stuff coming out about them.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how much of it's true because they're talking about like the D&E pizza shop or whatever it is.
Yeah, being having a drug ring in the basement.
Yeah, and then a lot of people were like commenting on a lot of the posts that I saw about that, and they're like, "Yeah, a bunch of the restaurants around here, you can just ask for a specific order and they'll give it to you."
Just
But,
like
I don't know how true that is because like if this stuff's just coming out now, why wasn't it coming out before?
because everybody's into it now. But the whole thing about the police chief being, he was on that when that happened, he was on medical leave because he had OD'd and was in rehab.
Yeah.
So now everybody's like, "Oh, well, that means that Albert's was his dealer." Oh my
Well,
god!
see, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's getting a little much. I just thought it was hilarious that what was it? Chris Albert, the guy that's on the board, resigned with pay.
Just like the other one was someone create or like enhanced the audio from the voicemail, and apparently
yeah.
Jim McCabe saying someone's coming out now to help. That's proof that she was guilty.
Yeah,
it was
so
like that could just be her like calling someone like, the ambulance is on the way now. That.
No, but that was earlier in the morning. That was before.
No, that was when Karen found John in the snow.
No.
Yeah, because you can hear Karen outside screaming, and they were trying to give him CPR, and she was on the phone in the car, and she had called somebody and said someone's on their way out here to help. That was when like you can hear Karen in the background screaming during the whole conversation, but it's like, yeah, that doesn't really to me say she's guilty. That's just like she could have just been like, someone's coming here to help me, and like the ambulance is on the way or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of this has become speculation, like especially with this whole like drug ring, because they were claiming that like someone applied for like the Freedom of Information Act to get one of John O'Keefe's calls to the police department regarding like drug activity in his neighborhood.
Yeah, that adds that feels
and that which leads into this whole like pizza shop scheme, but like it's like, how muddy do you want to make things? Like they're just continuing to muddy the waters.
Here's is the whole him reporting the Alberts, like he
I don't know,
complained to the police department about. So a video I watched said that he had complained to the police chief multiple times about the Alberts and supposed
specifically Colin.
This one was talking about, I think it was Chris Albert. The one was an officer. He had complained to his supervisor about him multiple times, and I was like, well, that's true. That to me makes the whole cover up plausible. So like I watched one, and they were talking about how he had done this, and then it was like, but it doesn't make sense. Why would they lure him there? Because Karen was a fact. I was like, maybe that it wasn't pre-planned. They just saw him show up and Karen leave, so they saw an opportunity and took it, and that's why it was so like everything was so shit because they didn't really put too much thought into it. It just kind of happened. So that makes sense to me. But
so the way I see it is like if you want to go down the road of like if whatever's being put out there right now is true with like the whole drug operation going on at the pizza place, like my guess would be like John O'Keefe saw like some kind of transaction being had or was aware of
fall asleep. He might
Colin Albert being involved in something drug related and reported it.
Yeah, see if there's any truth to that at all,
right.
that
to the drugs coming
makes
out of
me
the
believe
pizza
the whole
shop.
cover up.
So if there's any truth to that, then I can be like, okay, well then we know exactly what this is, because there was also the instance of, like I was saying before, like the event of like Colin walking across John O'Keefe's lawn and like littering or like throwing beer cans or something like that. Which I would assume at that point being like out of retaliation. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was at the whole.
I can't believe their motion was denied today. Even though they have 4 jurors coming forward.
Yeah,
at their own volition and being like, we were totally confused by all of this. Like we had no idea that we couldn't come back with just like 2 not guilties and 1 hung because you made it super confusing. And then
so
the Commonwealth comes back and they're just like, nah, it's lack of evidence.
Yeah, I feel like in that case you'd have to have everybody. Like you'd have to like interview the entire jury to make sure that's because you got 4 people out of 12 that are saying that's only a fourth of the jury. That could be just the 4 that like were the strongest in favor of Karen, and just I don't know.
I know, but like at the same time, like even at the time of like that during that jury,
did they fill out the jury slip at all? Like can they?
No, because the original instructions were like, unless you come to an agreement on all 3 charges, you have to leave the jury slip blank.
Oh, I thought it was per charge. Like they had a guilty, not guilty for each charge, but the one that was the manslaughter one was the one that had like a bunch of
the subsequents. Yeah. So, but they were told that they were essentially told to like not fill anything out until they were unanimous on everything. So, but the jury slips aren't released to anybody because it's a mistrial. So it's not like they can go and read them. So the only thing they can do, and it's interesting because we also found out that the jury has a group chat going on. So I'd be really curious to see what that group chat's all about with these 4 jurors coming forward and how that is going. But I think it would be appropriate for the court to, like, I don't think it would be a subpoena, but to bring all the jurors back and like have a conversation with them to be like, hey, how did you vote on these charges?
Yeah, that's the only way you could really do it, because you can't take 4 people's word for it.
Yeah, but Auntie Bev was just like, people are joking that she's like, had her summer vacation house to get to, so she didn't want to stay a second longer than she had to. Like, she just read that it was a mistrial and then left. So she was supposed to meet with the jurors afterwards, because that's what she said, and apparently she didn't. She just left.
She's like, my job's done. I'm out this bitch.
Yeah. And the worst part about that, like in Massachusetts, and like I blame the Massachusetts court law for 99% of this, because it's like, I know it's not the first state, but it's like, I don't know, it's like one of the oldest states where a lot of stuff was done. So like the rules and regulations and laws and stuff have just been like the same since like the 1700s. And I don't think they've changed much, because they're just like, oh, well, you can ask to poll the jury, but you don't have to. It's up to the judge's discretion. And it's like, well, Auntie Beth probably didn't ask that because she wanted to get the hell out of there.
Also, she was probably just done with this case. If I had to listen to either of the
but if she declares a mistrial, there's a 90%
defense
chance
talk anymore, I probably would pull my hair out.
Declares a mistrial, there's a 90% chance she's going to be the judge on the retrial. So it's like, do you want? And also, so if you dismiss the second-degree murder and you dismiss the leaving the scene thing, then you can cut the trial down in half, because then you technically don't really need to have any of the McCabe's or McAlberts testify, because it's not like, it's no longer a second-degree murder, so there's no longer like intent, so you don't have to do like a character assassination on Karen Reed.
She does a perfect job by herself.
You'd really, I know, but you'd really only need to prove that she was hit by a car. That's it. That's it.
They can't do that with the
No, because for the Commonwealth, that would be changing their story, because their entire case was built around charging her for second-degree murder, which was like the intent to do that. So now if you dismiss murder 2, then they're essentially giving up on the fact that, like, or owning up to the fact that they were lying, which we all knew they were, but like,
were they lying though, or did they really believe that was the case? Like,
no, they're lying.
Alright, well, I'm going to go to bed.
bitch.
Damn fucking right. What's the plans for tomorrow night? What the hell?
What do you want to do tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to play PGA again?
I'm playing it right now.
What?
What? I'm good for PGA.
Yeah, I got to catch up to you.
I'm only
Feenix
5 levels ahead of you.
Feenix went ahead and
I destroyed him last night.
does what he does best, and just maxed out his profile. So now he can hit like
no.
300 plus yard drives.
No. I haven't
knock
maxed out my
everything down.
profile. I've maxed out my putting ability for the abilities I have unlocked.
Yeah, and you can outdrive me by 20 yards every time.
That's because I'm smacking at 102, 103 power over time. Yeah. I recorded last night so you could see.
He spent a lot of time working on his character to get him better than us.
I believe it. Because I haven't played it since I streamed it last Sunday.
All I've done is play single player tournaments. All right. I've just been
That's how you
playing
get. That's how you get most of your points.
I will start over from. I'll create another character and start over from scratch just to play with you. That's what it takes.
You're gonna have to do it every week.
No, because I'll only play on the character that I was playing on last night. That's when I'll play if I'm in single player, because you can create separate characters. So I will create a separate character at level 1, and I'll what level are you? 10 or well by tomorrow you'll be 15. I'll doubt I'll get there, but
Yeah, I'm 13 now.
yeah. See,
I've been working on it.
I don't even think I'm close.
yeah. So now you have to create another character too. So we're level with JT.
Yeah. Bitch.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about losing.
Yeah, I whooped you guys.
Maybe he wants to win.
Time.
Maybe he wants to win.
I did win all the time. Guy with the highest point.
Maybe he wants to actually win instead of just believing he won.
Alright, PGA it is tomorrow.
Getting your ass kicked tomorrow, right?
Keep saying that.
Because I am the champion of the world. I beat
Yeah, I
Tiger
just
Woods,
don't have-
bitch.
I don't have the money to. I beat Tiger Woods without all the super fancy things.
I did too. I don't have any super fancy things.
Oh,
Just the attachments, which
Right.
are unlocked. Like it's not like a super fancy thing. Like it's not. I don't have
Yeah,
like
you gotta pay for them.
you have to pay to put them on. You don't pay for to unlock them.
No, I know.
Yeah. So
Well,
I
I
didn't
spent-
spend any
I
money
had-
on clothing. I spent it all on
I spent all my money on clothing.
my clubs. So that's your fault.
It is because
It's
I
not
didn't
my
know
fault.
that shit existed.
Well, man, you played PGA before. How do you not know this shit existed?
That stuff didn't exist in the old PGA.
Excuses.
And it wasn't PGA, it was Tiger Woods. And I was playing like Tiger Woods 2K8.
Yeah, well, I had the same injury as Tiger Woods. Get on my level.
Yeah, did you get into a car accident?
No. Is that how you got? I don't know. All I know is I had the same injury that kept him out of golf for a while.
Well, one was his leg, one was his back.
Mine was my knee. Tore something in his knee. I tore the same thing. Swinging an imaginary golf club.
That's what you were doing?
Yeah. Because my
Because you golf so often.
no, so my school had a golf team, and my buddy
Yeah,
wanted
same.
me
I was
to
on the golf team.
join the golf team, and I was like, I've never golfed before in my life other than like putt, and I got goofed around at the driving range when my brother-in-law took me and my nephew. I was like, so I don't really know anything about it, so he was teaching me how to swing with a make-believe golf club, and I turned and twisted my knee, tore shit all in there, and fell back and couldn't walk for the next week. And I was supposed to be on bed rest for 2 weeks. Like I wasn't supposed to put any weight on it, and I was supposed to be on crutches. And my mom sent me back to school the next day with no crutches. So that's why yesterday, after helping my dad outside in the shed, I couldn't walk for the rest of the day.
I see.
Because my dumbass thought it would be a good idea to crawl around on the wooden floor of the shed to get stuff out of the bottom shelf. I was done for. But my golf glove came just in time. So I'm ready. I'm going to have my polo, I'm going to have my hat, and my golf gloves for tomorrow. Your asses are going down.
Well, I mean, they probably are.
I saw it on the Amazon Vine thing my wife's part of. It's a glove. It's got a magnet in it, so you can like stick it to the golf cart or your bag, what have you. And I was like, "Ooh, I could just stick that to my desk. So when I play, I can whip it out." I'm ready.
If you say so. What kind of golf shirt you get?
It's just a polo shirt.
Yeah. What is it? Like Adidas, Nike? Like who's your sponsor?
Oh, shit. What is that brand name? It's a uppity brand. Shit. I can't remember that. I got it from Burlington.
Well, if you want to call uppity, I mean, what, the North Face?
No.
Nautica?
No.
Is it like a sports one, or is it like a more like non-wicking, like a
dressy type polo.
a dressy type?
I do have my Texas A&M polo.
Ralph Lauren or Ralph Lauren?
No.
But like that style?
Guess. I can't remember the name of it. But I know if I spot it, I immediately know it, because I remember my wife's like, "Oh my good." She's like, "That's a good brand." Like, oh, is it like the uppity brand? I was like, if we went out on a date night, would you be like, "Oh, look, my man wearing that brand"? She's like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, "Okay, I'm getting it." I for some reason can't remember. I'm like going through like polo. I can't remember the name of it. This is gonna bug me now to the point where I go upstairs and actually look. Good night. What's up, Ethan? How you doing, man? My Texas A&M polo was my go-to shirt whenever I had to dress nicely for the longest time. Ever since high school. Like, for the senior award ceremony, because they didn't do like the scholarships and stuff at graduation. We had a separate ceremony to keep graduation short. So like we had to dress nicely, and I had my steel toe work boots, pair of blue jeans, and my Texas A&M polo tucked in. And like my homeroom teacher, she's like, "You look so nice." I was like, literally had my work boots on, a pair of blue jeans, and just a polo. She's like, "Yeah, but you look so nice." Like, all right, thanks, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, and like my wife says the same thing about me, because like 99.9% of the time I'm wearing like gym shorts and a hoodie, no matter where we go. So if we go out to dinner or something like that, I actually put on like real clothes. So I'll wear like a polo shirt and actual pants or something equivalent. Just like, oh, you look so nice.
I'm pretty good, sir. Thanks for asking.
No, it's because you're used to seeing me wearing like gym shorts constantly. So I set a very low bar.
Yeah, my wife's the same. If I wear like a flannel shirt out in the wintertime, she's like, "Oh, you look nice." She's so used to seeing me in like my basketball shorts and a t-shirt that she's like, "Oh, you look nice." And when we do go other like it's not date night, it's just a t-shirt and blue jeans. So, oh, you look nice. I really threw her for a loop when I broke out the khaki cargo shorts this summer. I haven't wore those in I don't know how long. I just recently found them. I was like, oh boy, here we go.
It's on.
It's on. Got so much
I'll
more
wear
room
my
for
nice
activities
cargo
now.
shorts.
Yeah. Well, no, because I don't wear shorts ever. The only time I wear shorts is when we go over to the pool. So when I broke out the
Wait, what do you wear? Pants?
Yeah, I wear blue jeans out wherever we go. The only time I wear shorts is if we go over to the pool, because I can't put jeans on after getting out of the pool, because that'd be hard as hell.
Oh,
so I have blue jean shorts that I wear over. Got a pair of jorts that I wear over to the pool.
Jorts. I was gonna say jorts. Yeah.
Got my John Cena ring attire. By the way, he's retiring, so he's gonna be coming back to West Newbury, Mass here soon.
I feel like that makes sense. Like,
I think he's tired of people making fun of his bald spot.
oh really? I just figured because he was doing movies and shit.
Oh, every time he'll show back up for like, especially around WrestleMania. Like he came back on the most recent pay-per-view and said that he was having his last match at WrestleMania this year. So, but every time he comes back to wrestle a match, everybody just is like hyper focused on, because he takes the hat off when he's wrestling, and you can see he's got a giant bald spot on the back of his head, and everybody's like making fun of him for it. So I was like, I think he's just tired of people making fun of his fucking bald spot.
This, like, looking at him and knowing his history and all that stuff, I feel like that's the weirdest thing to make fun of him for. Like, there's a lot else that you can make fun of him for. Like, did you see the movie The Tooth Fairy?
That was The Rock.
Oh, no, what was the kid's movie that he did then?
The one where he was a firefighter?
Yeah, yep.
I can't remember the name, but yeah.
any movie he's been in, I can't stand. I think The Rock's the only person that's like an ex-wrestler that's super jacked that can pull off.
Have you heard about him?
No.
Okay, so there's a lot that has come out about him in the past year. That's not good. Not good. He and Ryan Reynolds were like beefing. Like if you notice, he's never really in the same movie with the same people. It's because he pisses a lot of his co-stars off. That's what Vin Diesel doesn't like him.
He's in a lot of movies with Kevin Hart.
Because they're the only that's like the only one you can think of because they're friends. They're real life friends. But like the current movie he's working on, it was supposed to come out last Christmas, but it's being pushed to this Christmas because he was so late. There's times he'd show up 8 hours late to set because he said his workout went too long. He would refuse to go to the bathroom when he's on set. He pisses in a bottle and makes his personal assistant carry it off.
But how true is this?
It's 100% true. It's come out. There's this huge thing about it because Ron Reynolds and him were feuding because that Netflix movie they did. The Rock pissed Ryan Reynolds off so bad that he kept showing up late that Ryan Reynolds refused to work with him, refused to talk to him until finally they buried the hatchet just a couple of months ago or something like that. But yeah, there was this long report that came out about how he will show up to 8 hours late to set and just say his workout went a couple hours over, and it's pissed a lot of his co-actor or co-stars out because they're having to wait longer on this project to work. That's why a lot of people refuse to work with him these days. It's even the whole because they had the main event at WrestleMania this past year, and they were supposed to do a documentary behind the scenes that was supposed to come out like a week later, and it kept getting delayed. WrestleMania was in April, and it just came out, and the reasoning behind it is he didn't like the first cut, and they had to completely redo everything to make him look like a good guy because he come in and just pretty much said, screw whatever was planned, I'm going to be in the main event and I'm going to win the title. And it pissed a lot of people off, and the only reason why he backed off was so many people online were pissed off about it. And then he tried to twist it like he planned it all along. He was going to be the bad guy in the storyline. But yeah, so he made him redo because now he's got he's on the board of directors for the TKO company or whatever. So he made him redo everything. He's kind of an ass. Not to mention that whole Oprah debacle where they were going on about how we need you to help raise money. It's like you're looking at two of the richest people in the world here, the highest paid actor in Hollywood and Oprah Winfrey, and they're asking you for money to rebuild their island that they didn't even get any like damage or anything to. Like their homes were all well protected. It's just like that left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. So that's why he was on this good press tour.
I mean, I feel like there's not one good celebrity out there.
No. Because even Tom Hanks, there's people talking about he had something to do with Epstein. It's just like, but
no,
Tom Hanks,
he didn't. That's a complete rumor. There's,
I don't know. I'm just saying, I have no clue. It's just like Tom Hanks is like America's dad. You guys like.
I love Tom Hanks.
Oh, I love Tom Hanks too. I've watched everything he's been in.
Yep.
It's like
the only thing I didn't see.
American Dad.
The only thing I didn't see that he was in was, I think, like The Terminal. I think that's what it was.
I love that movie where he's the.
I never saw it. Saw it.
Oh, I love that movie where he's trapped in the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I think his best roles from the movies that I've seen have been Saving Private Ryan, Forrest Gump, obviously, and That Thing You Do.
Have you seen the trailer for the new movie he's going to be in?
I also didn't see Sully, or whatever it's called.
I watched Sully. It was alright. There's a new
And
movie.
I didn't see him as Walt Disney. I didn't see Walt.
There's a movie with him as Walt Disney?
Yeah.
How come this is the first time I heard about this? Did you
I'm
watch
pretty
the
sure it's just
Elvis?
called-
The Elvis movie where he played the
No.
Colonel?
No. I saw the one he did, the Mr. Rogers ones, right?
Yes, I believe. Yeah, I think that was him, right?
That was pretty good.
Yeah, but I saw a trailer for his new movie. I think it's called Here. It's like they film like throughout the life of this couple, and like from where it started to where they are at, and it looked really, really good. Like it starts off with them like moving in, and then in the trailer it's just him and his wife as an old couple, and he's like, we used to live here. And I was like, oh, it looks so good. The concept is weird, but it looks so good. Did take Tuesday. It was supposed to be my wife and daughter were supposed to have a day of wife and daughter time, and they were going to go to the movies, see Inside Out 2, and somehow it transformed into taking one of my daughter's friends who she hadn't seen in months because they got pulled out of school, and they're like she talks that they're on the phone all the time, all day, every day. So my wife invited them to tag along. So my wife was like, "You sure you don't want to go? It's only $7 for a ticket." And I was like, well, if it's not mother-daughter time anymore, then I guess I will. So you have someone to sit with. So we all four went to see Inside Out 2, which that movie, it's supposed to be a kid's movie, but it talks a lot about puberty and anxiety. And I'm just like, that, like, we walked out, was like, I don't think that was really for a kids movie. Like a preteen, yeah. That is definitely a preteen movie, but I don't think it's really a kids movie.
No, welcome to Pixar. I mean, I want to go see that. We saw it.
It was pretty good.
We went and saw it.
It?
In the theaters? Yeah, that's the one that's directed by John Krasinski. It's about like imaginary friends. If, sorry, not it.
I was like, It? Like,
yeah, If.
I want to see it. I haven't. I was. The original plan was.
It was pretty good.
My wife and daughter were gonna go see a movie, and then I was gonna find another movie that was showing around the same time, and go by myself. And the only options, because it's a small theater. It's not like a chain. It's a local theater over in Milford.
Yep.
And so they only had like 5 movies showing total. Mm-hmm. So my options for around that time was Despicable Me 4 or Maxine, I think it's called, with the 3 X's. And I was like, I would totally go watch Despicable Me 4. Like, I love the Minions. So, and then I was like, you know what? I can stay home, get some work done while you guys are off, and you don't have to wait around for me to get out of my movie or anything. So you guys just go enjoy it. And then she's like, well, I invited friend. Okay. Well, guess I'm going to go watch Inside Out. But it was a good movie. I like the first one.
Worth going to see?
Huh?
I mean, I really like the first one, so is the second one worth going to see?
Yeah, if you really like the first one, then yeah, I would say it's worth a watch.
I did. And the sad thing is, like, I don't have any kids, like, whatsoever, so I think we were the only couple that like didn't have kids in the movie theater going to see If.
Oh, it pissed me off. we bought the tickets and there was literally no one out. Like I think when we showed up to the movie theaters, there was only like 8 other seats taken, and so over the course, it filled up rather quickly. And this woman, it was 2 women and 2 children, and they're like young children, like I'd say like 4 maybe. And their seats were all separate except for the two children. Their seats were together. And they were right next to my daughter and her friend were in the row in front of us. Me and my wife were in the same seats a row back. So the two little girls were in the seats next to my daughter, which was in the middle of the row. The one mother was all the way at the end of the row, while the other mother was next to my wife behind, so in the row behind. And it was like, if you have that young of a children, you don't book seats that far apart. Wait for a later showing or something. You don't do, especially in throughout the whole movie, this little girl was just like yelling to her mom until I'm like, okay, all right. And finally, the little girl ended up getting up and coming back around to her mom. And I was like, thank God. Now we don't have to hear her yelling about, can you save some popcorn? Oh, my God. It gets kids movie, but you don't do that shit. You don't sit that far away from your damn kids.
Right, unless you're doing it as like a break from them, which is...
Yeah. But I mean, you don't get a break from them because your kid's yelling throughout and you're pissing everybody else in the movie theater.
Yeah, but I mean, parents these days just have no consideration for anybody else except for themselves.
I've noticed that. It's
incredibly frustrating because like we go to breweries every weekend and there's just like families with kids and strollers and car seats and shit, and they just like spread their shit out, taking up entire tables. And it's like,
why are you bringing your kid to a brewery in the first place?
Do this at home. Yeah, do this at home. This is not the place. Like, you can hang out with your friends somewhere else. Like, go get a 4-pack from this brewery and then go hang out at home. This is not the place for you.
No, I really agree. I was always very aware of my surroundings and what's, like how I didn't like it, but it was the only way you could get a high chair in most restaurants is where they sit your kid on the end. So a lot of times she'd be in the walkway. I hated that. So if there was if that was the only option, a lot of times my kid would have just like sat next to me in the booth, or I would had her sitting on my lap and she would eat while, 'cause I hate it when people do that and just stick their kid out in the freaking middle of the walkway. So I wasn't going to turn around and do it.
Well, my parents always told us that, like, if we, like, they'd take us out to dinner with them, but at the first sign of, like, misbehaving or anything like that, they'd just be like, we're so sorry, we need to leave. And they just go home instead of just like allowing their kid to just act a fool in a restaurant and then just force everyone to be okay with it, which is what goes on now.
Yeah, that was another thing I never had to really worry about, was my kids were always well behaved whenever we went out in public. Even to this day, my youngest one still behave like she doesn't act out when we're in. Of course, she's 12 now, so she knows right from wrong. But even back when she was a toddler, like she was amused by the littlest things, and we didn't have to pump a phone in front of her face to keep her entertained. Now you do, but back then, I see so many people with like their kids are laying in the shopping cart with a giant tablet in their hand, and that's the only way they can keep their kid from like causing a scene.
Yeah, it shuts them up.
But Colin, how are you? That shouldn't be like.
I've been there. I mean, we went up to Vermont, and met up with my wife's friend who had recently had a kid. It was like, I don't know, maybe about a year or so. I don't understand kids' ages, so it was something around that. But she had like a wood block that had like a lot of like switches and knobs and stuff in that, and it worked out pretty well for a while. But she could tell, like, once we hit like the 45-minute mark, the kid was like done with that and was starting to get a little antsy. And she's like, okay, well, because I haven't seen you in 2 years, we're gonna still hang out here. Like, I'm just gonna put my phone up and throw on like the Coco Melon. And then she did that, and the kid's pupils just like dilated.
Like someone just put a crack in front of a crack fiend.
Literally. And then the kid was silent for the rest of the night. And she's like, well, I don't like to do that. I like to use all other options, but I use this as a last resort. It's like, well, all right, good for you. At least you're trying.
At least that's a last resort. There's so many other people just like, here's a tablet.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to deal with you. I have
just
my own
ignore
life.
you for the rest of the time. I'm out here.
Yeah. Like, I have my own life. I don't want to deal with you. Here's the tablet. But that's what a lot of parents have done. Just like give the kids the screen time in order to, because everyone's so busy these days. Like, you have two parents working, and they want to continue their life uninterrupted. So that's the easiest thing. And it's like, nope, parenting's a little bit more work than that. Like, you can't just throw that in front of them and just be done with it. Like, if you have a fussy kid at like 7 o'clock at night at a brewery, you need to go home.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, you know, when your kid, like, when your kid starts getting tired, like, you know, around the time that's going to be, you don't have plans for that time. That's the time to plan to go home.
Yeah.
Get him in bed.
Yeah, and luckily, like, for the potential kid that we have, or plural, my wife and I are very much the same. Like, they're not getting electronics ever, unless absolutely necessary.
I went against it when the youngest one start. Like, I was the same way. Like, my kids aren't, like, they're not getting phones. They're not getting hooked on that and everything. And then when the youngest ones start to show an interest in gaming, I was like, I would be a hypocrite not just be like, oh, I could sit here and game, but you can't. And then, you know, so.
Well, yeah, that's a little bit different.
She got into it, and so she got a phone, but everything gets monitored on what she does. She can't fart while watching a YouTube video without my wife knowing. And then, so the oldest one was a different story because she had the same ordeal, but then she got a phone from her boyfriend, and you can't control that. And every time I'd take it away and have it returned, it would come right back. So,
right,
that's the downfall. But I can say there's a huge difference between the two of them in the fact that the oldest one, she couldn't handle being on the internet. Like, she was always looking for the stuff she shouldn't be doing, whereas the youngest one's different. The youngest one is very content on talking to her friends and watching YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one was on dating sites and all this other shit. It's just like, it's night and day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's like the technology difference like expounded itself over a certain, like after a certain year. And so if you had a kid before that and then after that, like they're going to be two completely different people.
Just like the choice in friends is crazy too. So like those ones, like you never let me go hang out with my friends. And it's like, if you want to hang out with your friends, we got to meet them first. That's the deal. Like you're not gonna go over to someone's house that we never met. That's not how we do things. Whereas the youngest one, it's like, can friend go to the movies with us? The grandparents are on the phone. The kid lives with his grandmother. The grandmother is on the phone with my wife that day. Just have a good old conversation. I was like, how long did you talk to this woman? I don't know. Apparently the grandmother knew me, but yet she thinks I'm related to my brother-in-law's family. I was like, no, she clearly doesn't know me if she thinks I'm related to them.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like our MO in high school is just like a couple friends, like guy friends, and then you'd meet up at the movies, like not tell your parents or anything like that. But you meet up with girls at the movies. So you didn't have to talk about all your plans. Because, I mean, what
My
you're telling your
parents knew
parents
I was
was technically
meeting a girl at the
truth.
movies.
Oh.
Like, I'm going to the movies with Stephanie, like, or I'm going to the movies with Lisa, or I'm going bowling with Heather, so what have you. They knew where I was at, who I was with. I was like, because I live in a very small place, and usually
Same.
wherever I go, like the bowling alley, my brother-in-law's family all worked there. His niece niece and sister-in-law worked at the concession stand. His stepmom was the one that was behind the counter. So like everyone knew. Even I had family that worked at the movie theater. So no matter where I went, like people would know, you know. And I didn't want to get back. It was like, oh, I saw Feenix at the movies with a girl. Like, I thought you said you were going to the movies with your friends. You got me. I'd say 50% of the time my mother didn't know, but my dad always knew. My dad was like, every time I went somewhere, my dad knew exactly where I was at. Mainly because he could let me drive the truck. So if I pissed him off, I didn't have a ride.
Well, yeah, I guess reflecting on it a little bit more, like, I guess my parents would know that I was going to the movies with my girlfriend because I was either being picked up on my girlfriend's parents or my parents would pick
Drop
up my
you off.
girlfriend to go to, yeah. And then we'd need a ride home, obviously. All right. I guess it was more they didn't know what was going on in the movie theaters.
Well, you would. I'm pretty sure they knew. They were young once. They knew.
I don't know.
You've told me about your parents' past life. They knew what you were doing.
I don't think they knew it was possible. Because, like, we had one of the first...
Oh, your dad was like, honey, calm down. He's a homeschooled kid. He's not doing anything.
partially homeschooled, right? Listen, if
Public
anything
school
else...
in the streets, homeschool in the sheets. Or it'd be the reverse. Homeschool in the streets, public school in the sheets.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Listen, I was like the international man of mystery when I showed up. After being homeschooled for 1 year, by the way. 1 year. I wasn't homeschooled all my life.
Still homeschooled. It checks.
Yeah. It's just, I missed that pivotal year of when all our 3 elementary schools merged into one middle school system. I missed that year. So I showed up in 7th grade.
Oh, so everybody merged in the 6th grade and you showed back up in the 7th grade?
Mm-hmm. But a lot of people like knew who I was, so I wasn't a total stranger. Like, and I played football and baseball and all that stuff, so I was like associated with the sports too, so people knew me. Kind of. But the girls didn't know me. So I showed up and they're like, who's this person?
I'm Austin Powers, baby. Yeah, baby, yeah.
Well, I actually almost had his haircut at that time.
Good lord.
Shit you not. And I was wearing like sweaters. And I had braces. So I went from like dating nobody to all of a sudden there were like the cheerleaders asking me out. Asking me out. They're like, oh, you want to go to the movies? I had no idea what that meant.
I think she invited me to Hollywood. I'm not sure.
I thought we were just going to watch a movie. Legit. It's like, this is one of the hottest girls in school. There's no way that you just like... We're just going to the movies together. That's what I thought.
Highly disappointed when you didn't get to see the movie. It's like, I picked this one because it's got Tom Hanks in it, and you're making me miss it.
Like the first time I did pick a movie, and it wasn't like it was an actual movie that I wanted to see. And then I learned that that's not what you're supposed to do.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah, I had one where
I wouldn't want to be a person that cleans up the movie theaters, especially with our movie theater was one of the first in the country to have those like so it wasn't electronic like it is now where you push the button.
oh, like
For
it
the
like you push
recliner?
back and it leans back.
Yeah, so
Like,
the
but-
ones now you just push the button and it
Yeah, I know what you're
leans
talking
back.
about.
So it was the one before that where you could push back and it could recline.
Yeah.
And then you could, if you had like one of the double seats, you could put up the armrest in the middle.
Yeah.
So it essentially just turned into a bed. So I was not privy as to the things that could go on there.
Homeschool kids, so innocent.
Oh, you knew about that?
Hey, I didn't volunteer to go watch John Tucker Must Die because I thought it would be an interesting movie.
Oh, I'm sure my parents figured it out where they're just like, oh, you want to go watch The Notebook in the theaters? I was like, I guess so.
See, I told you didn't know what was going on. You've been to see The Notebook like 6 times now. Is it that good of a movie? Great.
Well, last time we picked this person up. Why are we picking this other person up?
She hadn't seen the movie yet.
None of your business. Yeah, she hasn't seen the movie yet. I'm just servicing the community by making sure that everyone sees this movie.
It's such a good movie. Like, I have to make sure
I have to spread the word.
Yeah, I have to make sure they all see. Spread the gospel of Ryan Gosling.
But it's also interesting that those types of movies that you go to as, I guess, like mid-teens, they don't exist anymore.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, look at what's out for movies right now. It's either kids movies or it's like super adult movies. There's no in between like PG-13 movies anymore that you can't stream. And it's like the movie theaters forgot about a very specific demographic.
Because they were tired of having to clean up after you, PJs. Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's possible. But really, like, when's the last time you've seen a movie that's rated PG-13? Or it's not, like, rated R or made for kids.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Apparently PG-13. Quiet Place. The Fall Guy. Godzilla and Kong. I just watched that last night.
That's old.
Godzilla, Kong, the New Empire. That's new. It released earlier this year. Not right now. But it was earlier this year. Earlier this year.
Okay.
The Quiet Place is in theaters. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is currently still in theaters, I believe. I think The Fall Guy was streaming. Madam Web, that was just like really popular. Twister's gonna be PG-13.
I can't wait to see that.
Dune Part 2.
So I was reading about Twister 2 that like some of the cast is going to be back, but not the key players. Like Helen Hunt's not going to be in it, and what's that guy's name?
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton. Yeah. Yep. Obviously, he's not going to be in it.
If he made a cameo, holy shit.
Right, like early on.
So full disclaimer, I was never really into the Twister movies, so.
Well, there's only one.
There's two, wasn't there? Twister 1, Twister 2 or something? I thought there was multiple. Maybe even 3.
Only one by the original cast. I could be wrong about that, but at a good hard age of 14, I may have decided that sequels are stupid. Because that's my current belief system.
Oh, okay, so there's only one. I thought there was multiple.
No. So I heard
making
that
god awful sounds.
I heard the guys that are in like in the original movie, the ones that were in the follow cars, like the van and the like camper thing, that they're gonna be coming back to it, but the main characters are gonna be different.
So you see who's all about cashing in on just a quick money grab over the ones who aren't, because the ones who didn't come back aren't into it. That's why I liked about the Addams Family, the one who played Morticia, and then why can't I think of his name? Christopher Lloyd, the one that played Uncle Fester. They refused to come back to do another one because the guy who played Gomez died. And they said they wouldn't do another one without him. So right back. What's up, Gaming Toxic? And hello,
Welcome
Scott, if you
back.
guys are still around. Yeah, I was just sitting up there thinking, I'm like, who in their right mind wants to drive a septic truck for a living? Like,
Yeah, I was actually wondering that today.
I
had
can understand
the
people who do like work for a
Friday's trash day, and I saw the trash people come by, and I was like, who's gonna want to do that?
Well, it's different. That's trash. I'm talking about like septic trucks. Like, I get when it's part of the city and like you got to pay your dues, work your way up the ladder. I understand that. But for people that have just like septic service truck, like who aspires to do that? To just deal with other people's shit all day, every day.
Yeah, I mean that's my thought process for a lot of this stuff. It's just like, who's gonna do this? And then my concern is like in the future, like who's gonna do that? But it also applies to like other industries. Like, I always bring my truck to the dealership, but like if you're gonna go to an auto body shop in this day and age, like who's gonna do that?
There's, of course, Tony. There's money in pumping shit, though. Yeah, but you're pumping shit at the end of the day.
Well, yeah, I mean, like if you're the owner of the company, there's money in that. Sure. But if you're a laborer, like, A, how do you get into that? And B, like, how are you okay with that?
Oh yeah, and there's a replacement for Hot Tool Girl already. Have you not seen Toothless yet?
No.
Girl sitting, she putting up her hair. She said, "Screw Hot Tua. That's boring." She said, "I'm gonna fart on it," and then she proceeds to shit herself.
I'm gonna. Okay.
And she's like, after she farts, she goes, "Speak to him, Toothless." What the fuck?
No, I don't think that's a replacement. Sorry.
Here you go.
Spit on that thing. That's boring. I'm farting on it. Exactly. Speak to him, Toothless. I'm farting on it.
put it in the owner room?
Oh, yeah, I just played it. I guess didn't pick up.
No. Agree with the first comment. Speak to him toothless. Like, what? What's that even mean? Yeah, I'm agreeing with the first comment. I mean, second comment. Nope. Where'd the comments go? Yeah, this one. I missed the person I was 20 seconds ago. Yeah. Yep. Like, you know, she's hoping to become the next Hawktua. But, like, how far are we going to carry this? It's like the Hawk. Yeah. The Hawk2.
How you doing, Scott?
Like, spit on thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's 1 degree. But, like, if you're going to start farting on it, I don't think so. Because at one point there's going to be like women that are going to get popular based on saying things like that, and then there's going to be a divisive line of men being like, "We never asked for this." Like, that never happened. We don't want it. Thank you.
Support groups. Well, why are you here today? She farted on it, man. She farted on it.
I got hawk to it.
She went to honk
Oh, no,
two
that's
on
not
that thing,
that's
and
not-
she hawk tooed in my eye.
Oh, the hawk 2 is not the problem. Farting on it, that's the problem. Hawk 2 is not a problem. That's fully encouraged.
Oh my god. The fact that she shits herself right after saying it is proudly on the internet.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't think that's going to get you the results that you were looking for.
Oh, I bet there is. There's probably quite a few guys in her DMs.
Right, like,
I'm willing to bet on it.
chest.
Yeah. Cleveland Steamer all the way, bro.
Yeah.
I learned through the radio show I listen to in the mornings that there are OnlyFans pages where all the women, like, she fully clothed, but all she does is fart and people pay for it. There are some weird dudes out there.
That's
Right?
what I was saying earlier. Like, if these people were not drinking, well, if they were drinking the bathwater, they're probably, tugging it at the same time. Have to. Like, if not, it's just a weird collection on their coffee table, like a collection of this stuff.
It's like on their collector's bookcase
But there's
next to their
something
comic
for
book collection.
there's something for everybody, and some of the shit out there is weird.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, what happened? What happened to you to make this a thing?
Well, it's also a good topic that they brought up. It's like so many, it's a record high of men that just aren't dating, and like they like, do you think that OnlyFans has anything to do with it? The fact that they can pay a girl like $10 a month and have her do whatever like they ask, so they don't need a woman. I guess they don't have to go through that whole process.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fucking weird. Like, I always thought the whole buying the panties was a weird thing, but I feel like it's just amped up in the, like, there are dudes out here really buying used panties. Then it's like, oh, there's dudes out here really buying bath water, and they're like, oh, there's dudes out here. I'm like, where's it gonna stop, man? When's it gonna stop? And they're proud about it too, which is even weirder.
Yeah. That one's tough for me to understand because I'm typically more of like the, hey, let's determine like the root cause on this.
That's good to hear, Scott.
But like for that, I'm pretty confused. The only thing I can think of is just like during the pandemic, these isolated people were forced to be more isolated. Then, like, I don't know, like the more porn that you watch, the more
Desensitized you get to it all, so you have to keep.
Yeah, so the weirder your takes, like your needs get.
Jesus.
That's like the girl that was on 90 Day Fiance that they ended up in the hospital. She was selling farts in a jar. And it's like, who's buying farts in a jar?
I mean, what did they spend the money on it and they would just like open it and just
They spend $200, get a fart in a jar, open up the jar and like huff it.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
No one really knows. No one really knows like how many uses you're gonna get out of that.
that's
I think
my question.
My
Like,
guess would be like one, maybe
yeah,
two, if you're
'cause-
quick to seal.
yeah, I mean, they'd have to be like super quick on sealing it, and then like, but does the odor actually get? I should probably test this. Fart in a jar and seal it and see how long, like, fart in them and just like keep track on how long to see how long the odor lasts inside the jar.
If I were the person buying this, like I would want it to be like if they're doing like a live stream of doing the jars or whatever, like I would want to make sure that it's like sealed and then like labeled
Yeah,
so that you know that you're getting like one of one or one of however many, because otherwise like she could
do
literally
you
just
put the menu what you ate that day on the jar so they know like what?
yeah,
Like this
'cause
is
at that point she
a
could
rare Samantha 2024 Taco Bell fart.
right, because otherwise she can just put like I don't know, like cook something on the stove, like cook like Brussels sprouts on the stove, which smells like feet, and then capture that in a jar and send it out. What's the difference?
Oh god. Hey, I paid for Taco Bell scent. This smells more like McDonald's scent. I want a refund.
Smells like quarter pounders with cheese.
I can
100%.
smell that
I know
hand
my own
pickle in
brand.
there.
I can smell my own brand.
Do do. Oh, it does work. Do we have a skid steer? Like a no. Kind of want a skid steer, but I kind of don't. I'll buy this thing. Does auto load work on this trailer? I'm guessing not. This might be too big. Might get a skid steer instead. Yeah, let's get a. Can we sell pallets? I guess I could always store it. Will these even work? I should test it out before I get any more. What the heck? How did I have that in my hand? Get out of here, bird. It does work. Technically, I don't need the skid steer now, do I? Solid fertilizer. Nice. That would have taken so long with the skid steer. I'm just gonna sell this. Oh. folks. We'll go up there and fill that one up. Oh, it's after midnight. That means we're going to call it a night here, folks. We will be live tomorrow night with some PGA golf. If you guys want to join in. If you guys did like the stream, though, do me a huge favor. Leave a like down below. It does help me out so very much, and I do appreciate it so very, very much. If you guys do want to see future Farming Simulator 22 live streams, be sure to click that subscribe button. If you guys want to be notified whenever I do go live or upload a video, click that notification bell. And as always, guys, thank you so very, very much for watching. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Bye.